Well, President Trump gave a warning that the next 2 to 3 weeks, they will turn it hell for Iran. They will bomb Iran to such an extent that it will go back to the Stone Age. And examples that have already been set: accept a ceasefire, the deal on our terms, or else. Well, the consequences are fierce. Day 35, that what we are looking is of this war, of this conflict in West Asia. Now, one of the latest US strikes has happened on a key bridge in Iran, marking a sharp escalation in the ongoing conflict. President Trump has issued a blunt warning to Tehran: make a deal before it is too late, even hinting that more strikes could follow if Iran refuses to back down. But Iran, being Iran, has refused as far as when it comes to rejecting all of that when has been said by President Trump, because it has said we do not want a ceasefire. Shinjoy, good morning. The escalation has intensified, and this is coming in when yesterday President Trump has said that the coming 2 to 3 weeks, the operation as far as Epic Fury is concerned, well, that would be the intensity that Iran has not witnessed before.
Yes, President Trump said the war would end in 2 or 3 weeks. Now, the point was, what would he do in the 2 or 3 weeks? That was really the question. Now he's making it clear that in these 2 or 3 weeks would be spent targeting Iran's infrastructural facilities, whether it's roads, whether it's bridges, whether it's highways, whether it's power plants, and so on. Now he has struck an important bridge, and he's made it very clear this is just the beginning. If you're going to continue to not open the Strait of Hormuz, then your infrastructure facilities will be struck. It must be said that President Trump has not hit Iran's oil facilities, not its oil tanks, not its pipelines, not its refineries. Now he has struck a bridge. Now, is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of more strikes on Iran's infrastructure? And if that happens, what will Iran do? Will Iran do exactly the same? Strike Israel's infrastructure, ports? Already Haifa has been hit. Will it hit refineries as it has done in the past? Will it hit desalination plants? That can be potentially very dangerous. So all of that is possible in the coming 2 or 3 weeks.
Absolutely. We're just going to explain those pictures, because that pictures have been shared by President Trump himself. And this bridge that was said to be still under construction was supposed to link Iran's capital Tehran to the western city of Karaj. And this bridge was said to be over 130 meters high and was being presented as an engineering marvel or a masterpiece of the Middle East. And the footages that has now been coming in shows heavy smoke rising from that side and the bridge partially collapsing. Well, that seems to be, when it comes to such kind of escalation, the war of words, however, that has also intensified, because Tehran has now said, we will not back down. Well, that seems to be the sentiment as far as now civilian infrastructure that has now been hit on part of the United States of America, because Tehran, the message that has come in, neither other side, whether it comes to US nor Iran, says that they are ready to blink, and the conflict is now fast spiraling into a deeper confrontation. So, Shinjoy, as you said, we're also going to put out what Iranian foreign minister has said, because President Trump seems to be turning up the heat and Iran seems to be digging in its heels. We will be talking about as far as these pictures that have now come in. Because, Shinjoy, we've seen the kind of escalation, mainly that was initially restricted to military bases of the US, you know, in and around the Gulf nations. We were looking at US consulates and embassies that have been hit. Airports then came under target. We are looking at financial hub in Dubai that came under target. We are looking at even oil and infrastructure, energy facilities that has been hit. And currently what we are looking at, civilian infrastructure that has now come under the radar. And even when it comes to corporates that are linked to the US are also, according to Iran, legitimate war targets.
Yes, now we have to see what Iran does, because already Iran has hit several things. You've spoken about refineries. At least one water plant has been hit. Now, these are potentially very dangerous, because this will hurt people at large. Okay, it's one thing to hit a military target. It's one thing to hit an air base or a military target like this. But once you hit bridges, once you hit roads, highways, desalination plants, particularly in the Gulf, these can be very worrying. Also, if you're hitting an oil refinery, because it's one thing to destroy an oil refinery or a desalination plant. How long does it take to replace one? To repair it, it will take months, maybe a year, maybe more. So after the war...
Well, renovation, reconstruction, reparation, everything that's going to take time, but it only takes seconds when it comes to the damage and the destruction that has incurred as far as several areas in Gulf is concerned. Let's take a look exactly what the Iranian foreign minister has to say, where he shared the picture of the partially destroyed bridge in Iran, where he says that striking civilian infrastructure, including unfinished bridges, will not compel Iranians to surrender. It only conveys the defeat and moral collapse of an enemy who is in disarray. Every bridge and building will be built back stronger. What will never recover is damage to America's standard. So that he, in a way, seems to be presenting that as far as what happens to America's image, because remember, the Iranian President Pezeshkian had also, in a message to the people of America, had asked them, if you wanted this war, if you're happy with this war. Well, that seems to be the kind of messaging that seems to be going across from Iran's side.